I noticed you're grabbing your phone here.
Yeah, with
Is it because you're worried I'm going to do this?
Oh,
Is that gross?
That is a little bit gross.
That's gross to do because we put it to our ear all the time.
It's gross for you, not for her. Because here, think about this. Okay,
It's my own bacteria.
let me tell you a little.
Now you have mine. Oh, and by the way, Ryan Eldridge, our tech expert with his wife Andrea. Thank you for both.
So here's a little story, all right? You're doing the news, you're talking a little bit, you have some coffee, you go on break, and you go to the restroom, right? You're sitting there, you're kind of like updating your Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, you set your phone down, then you wash your hands, and you pick your darn phone back up. Well, that is disgusting. It is the most disgusting thing we have. So here's the thing.
There's actually 10 times more bacteria on your phone than on a toilet seat.
Yeah, and so imagine we often go like this, oh, my phone's dirty. Oh, yeah, that's clean. That's perfect.
A little breath on it, and then just rub it right off. Yeah.
You may just want to throw this out now.
I know, it's all done.
And so you might reach for the Clorox wipes thinking, oh, let me just kind of clean that off. But the chemicals are too harsh on something like that, and it can melt the screen and do all kinds of nasty stuff to it. So this is something called wireless wipes. Here, I'll hold one of these up. These are called wireless wipes.
These guys are cool because they come in these really fun scents. So you've got like rosemary, peppermint, and green tea cucumber, so super fun.
And you just use them on all of your products. They don't mess up the screens, and you can just wipe them all down. And the guy who invented this, he got a staph infection on his face from putting his cell phone up. Yeah, from his phone.
From his phone.
Yeah, so these are like $3 at Walmart. Pick up a ton of these and just keep them around, keep them in your bag, and kind of clean all your stuff off.
I mean, the same thing would apply to your car keys and other things that you carry around with you.
Well, the thing about the wireless wipes is it's because of the screens on your electronics, how easy they are to scratch. You know, most things you can use a Clorox wipe and just get it completely disinfected, but you know, we use our clothes to wipe off our phones and buff them and stuff. It's just these guys are just a quick, easy, fast thing. You can just bring them with you.
Another thing you can do is just grab a little spray bottle, throw about 50% rubbing alcohol, 50% water in there, spray on a microfiber cloth, turn off your phone first and take it out of the case, and you can wipe it down. That'll kind of clean it out. You want to make sure you power it down because the little water and stuff can get in there, but the alcohol will let it evaporate if it gets on any electronics.
And we should put emphasis on the fact that we're talking about your bacteria on your phone. It's not when you're having a friend use your phone for a second. Like, there's enough bacteria that we accumulate throughout the day to cause that sort of infection.
But think of how often you hand your stuff to your kids, too, though. I mean, there's that really gnarly, gooey aspect of that.
Speaking of kids, we stole their toothbrush this morning. So that way you can kind of get into the little nooks and crannies. So if you get it really dirty, you can kind of clean it out like that. Or use some Q-tips to clean it off. Or let's say you've got a computer that you need to get worked on. Another nice thing is you might think, oh, it's all this food and gunk or whatever. You can kind of use a vacuum on it. Instead, use a little spray, and that'll clean off all the keys, get all the dirt and grime from underneath it. If you use a vacuum on it, you could cause static and all kinds of terrible stuff.
And if you use a cloth, some of these buttons can actually pop out.
Yeah.
It's true, or a strong enough vacuum can accidentally suck up a couple screws, and those guys will be gone for good.
Or one of the last tips is use a little bit of hydrogen peroxide to clean your earbuds, because there's all kinds of gook and nastiness on the inside of those.
True.
Put a little hydrogen peroxide on a Q-tip, and you can kind of clean out all that gook and grime and stuff.
Right.
And last but not least, if you've got an old cell phone or old electronics or anything like that you're just kind of like taking up space in a drawer in your kitchen, take it into a Verizon store, and they'll donate it so that way it can help victims of domestic violence.
Oh, that's good.
Hopeline.
That's
so they have a group called Hopeline where basically you can turn in chargers, you can turn in the phones themselves, accessories. They'll take anything, whether it's working or not, from any carrier, and they'll use it to benefit domestic violence.
That's good, but I'm thinking to what is at my house right now. It's a brick phone that's on display in the living room. I don't think they'd be able to reactivate that. It's like has to be kind of modern, right? I have an old brick phone. I do. It's just kind of. It's going to be a museum piece one day.
It's still
Imagine
better
all the bacteria
than tossing
on
it in the trash, because the landfills, when they go into the landfills, they can leach chemicals into the environment and destroy groundwater. It's not good news to toss your electronics. You want to recycle them either way.
I hate to say it, but I think I might be the biggest violator of not cleaning the cell phone and not cleaning the keyboard and not cleaning the earbuds here, because you know what?
Stop touching my stuff. You're so disgusting. Ooh, I'm going to have to clean all this now.
Oh, at least you're well equipped to disinfect the whole table after I leave, which is right now. Ryan Eldridge and his wife Andrea, thank you both for coming in. Oh, I shouldn't do that either.
Right?
We'll be right back after this.